Behind the cape. Okay, so despite all of the things going on with Marvel, with the things that we actually want, right? Like recasting T'Challa and obviously Blade not really doing pretty much anything at this point. They thought it was the best thing to go forward with a second season of Agatha all along. Nobody wants this. Why are we doing this?
Nice.
I would like to know what the numbers are on the first Agatha.
Well, you gotta look at it like this. Maybe Agatha wasn't all that popular, just like Black Widow wasn't all that popular. Just like what else wasn't that popular from? Oh, just like Falcon Winter Soldier was popular enough.
Yeah.
Just like Ant-Man
Secret
2
Invasion.
wasn't that popular. Secret Invasion. I'm trying to put together all of the Thunderbolts villains. The fact is that they took a bunch of unlikable, unrememberable characters and threw them together for a super team and gave them a Hollywood budget. So are we really that surprised that, Kathryn Hahn was able to get in there and get buddy with Kevin Feige and talk him into a second season? I mean, they wanted to do a second season of She-Hulk. They wanted to. They had to cancel it. It had to get canceled.
Yeah.
They were going to do a second season of She-Hulk. So I've been saying this to y'all for a long time. Don't be so. When they say, "Oh, we're changing, we're adjusting, we're going about things different, quality over quantity," take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
Jamie Foxx is doing yet another stand-up special, this time with Netflix. Definitely excited about this. I hope he talks about certain things that have gone on with him as of recent. So he had the health scare. I do actually like the fact that he's going to have a piano on stage. So obviously a little bit of singing, which he incorporates in his stand-up quite a bit as well. Look, I mean, this has the chances of being a very decent to really good stand-up special, and I'm here for it. Glad to see Jamie doing some work. Any thoughts on that at all?
Do you think he's going to talk about the rumored circumstances, I should say, the alleged circumstances that led him to his hospitalization and disappearance from Hollywood for a while? You think he's going to touch on that in relation to any, currently incarcerated individuals?
Probably not. Going into details on some of that. Do you think so?
That was the report we got like a month ago. Was that Jamie Foxx was working on a stand-up and they were recording it. And that in that stand-up, he said that Diddy gave him something that gave him that
I
reaction.
didn't know he would go into detail on that.
They talk about so again, allegedly.
Sure.
One of the things that Diddy is being accused of is that he uses cyanide as a means of carrying out his attempted or even executions, if that's what they attempt to prove in court. But basically, one of the telltale signs of cyanide poisoning, if it doesn't go and kill you immediately, or unalive you, I should say, on the stream for YouTube purposes.
Sure.
If it doesn't immediately unalive you, it presents with symptoms of pneumonia. Now, you think of several individuals in close proximity to Sean Diddy Combs who showed symptoms of pneumonia for a large period of times and either didn't make it at all or had their lives derailed because of it. I know Albie Short. I know Kim Porter. Right? They got all of these people that just died unexpectedly, showing symptoms of well, obviously Albie Short didn't die, but was in the hospital and was thought to have had what did I say? Did I say leukemia? I'm sorry.
You said pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia. So that again, there was that report that they were saying that Jamie Foxx was saying that, oh, that's what he did to me. He gave me something and I had that reaction. I was in the hospital for that time.
That's fair. I do believe we'd probably talk about that, but on the Netflix special, you think? That'd be crazy.
Hell of a special, right? Be a hell of a special.
It would be. And it would give you everything you're looking for as far as, publicity and all that
publicity?
stuff.
Oh, for sure.
it could probably go through the roof. So, hey man, if he does it, obviously I'm here for it. I would be very much surprised if he does talk about it in the special specifically. Obviously, if there's video already out there of him speaking on it, then he's obviously already speaking on it. So
I did see a TMZ reporter ask him about it, and he got about it there. Didn't say no, didn't say yes, didn't even react to it. Just said, "Oh yeah, you have a good day. All right, I'll see you later." They asked him straight up, did he have anything to do with your sickness, your illness? He just avoided it. So we'll see. We'll see what he says.
We'll definitely see. I'm excited for it either way. I'm definitely sure that we'll get some good comedy out of it, some good laughs, and maybe even some, obviously some good singing. He's also a very good singer, so very talented. All right. The next thing. I know you are extremely excited for this because, growing up, you were a huge Scrubs fan. A Scrubs revival is officially in the works.
I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. Shout out to Zach Braff. Shout out to my dude down on Faison.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Dr. Cox. I don't remember what his real life name is.
Dr. Cox. I know everybody's name, but everybody else.
No. Dr. Cox.
Now, it does say the studio is now trying to secure the main cast to return. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. We've seen Zach Braff and Donald Faison in commercials recently together for T-Mobile. I think I forgot her name at the top of my head in the show, but I know she's doing voice work for Rick and Morty. He's always around. So I don't think it's going to be all that hard to do. I'm going to be honest with you. So if that's what they're trying to do for the revival, I think they'll be all right.
Marte brings up a good question. Do you have to watch the OG series to watch the revival? I don't think so. I think that's the good thing about Scrubs is that while there is a continuous story going on in the background, the episodes are episodic enough that they have a lot of contained situations.
Yeah.
The arcs never range too far out of maybe 3 or 4 episodes. And if it does, then it's something that's present throughout the whole show. So I think this is something that you could pick up when they rebooted it on ABC. This is something you could pick up on this revival and had never seen the stuff before. The jokes should be just as funny.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's like a lot of different shows. Like I think The Office is like that, where they have some things that connect, but the hijinks that go on through the show are something that you can pick up and watch at any point. So
I'm excited to see Zach Braff back in his arena, back in his area. The T-Mobile commercials are cool, I guess. It's just not doing it for me. They're trying to recreate the musical nature of Scrubs. And it's just haven't captured it to me. But
adding Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's on the cast?
No, he's in one of the T-Mobile commercials. Yeah, it's just like, okay, I get it. Okay. Yeah. By the way, Jason Momoa has been doing a lot of commercials that are just like, what are you doing? Why are you using your fame for this?
Getting that money?
Like the Monopoly commercial with Kiki and Chris Pratt. Like, what is
this? He was in a Minecraft movie. What do you think? It's the bread.
Fair. That's fair.
It's the bread.
Next thing we got to discuss. Taron Egerton. Am I saying that right? Is it Egerton or Edgerton?
I think it's Edgerton.
Says he still wants to do one more Kingsman movie. And then he says, I think it could still happen. I did not see Kingsman. So
I think he needs to sit out.
You think he needs to sit out?
Yeah, sit the hell down. Go do something else.
I mean, it's not like he's doing any
oh my God, what an opportunity. You blew it.
What did I miss?
He needs to sit down. He needs to do something else.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. Set it up again.
Oh my God. Final time. He needs to sit down somewhere. He needs to do something else.
Do something else. Do something else. That's it. That's all we want. Do something else. Holy
That was only supposed to be for the one video, but now I guess we can make it a thing. I don't care. I like the video. It's funny. It's funny. I like it.
And I alley-ooped it to you twice, and you dropped it.
Well, because I wasn't looking at the screen for you to go. So I didn't know
You
you
didn't
were
hear it
setting it
either.
up.
You didn't hear the setup. You should have heard the setup before you saw my face.
I did, but I didn't think about do something else. I'm sorry. I just wasn't set up for that one. Sorry. All right. One new Pirates of the Caribbean movie script currently in development may include Johnny Depp returning as Jack Sparrow if Disney and him reconcile. Disney has not reached out to Depp yet. Oh, whoops. I should probably put this on the screen. Sorry. Boom. All right. Yeah. So Pirates of the Caribbean script could include Johnny Depp, but that's ultimately up to whether or not him and Disney decide everything is everything. So I know you're really keen and you really want Johnny Depp to return, but you
I
don't
would love
want
it
to be. I'm sure you don't want it to be to, because of them reconciling with Disney.
I am literally not watching. I'm literally not watching Pirates of the Caribbean if Johnny Depp's not in it. I'm not going to do it. So, it's pretty big jeopardy for me. But I don't think he is, and I don't really think he honestly should. Just tell him to kick rocks and make a shit movie. Go make a big old fat stinker, because you fired me before I even had a chance. It is kind of shades of Jonathan Majors, right? They jumped out very early, severed the relationship, made it very public, made it so that they were on the right side of things, and then as it played out, it looked like very much so that they backed the wrong horse. So
Yes.
now that you're circling back, now that I'm winning public favor, now that I'm more popular than her, because that's what all of this boils down to. He was never more right or wrong than Amber Heard was. That wasn't the problem for Disney. She was just more popular. She was riding the Me Too wave. She said, I got assaulted. My husband was abusive to me. In 2017, it's the biggest gun you could probably shoot at that time. So I would tell him to kick rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I guess the question is, would you rather him take that stance over getting another Pirates of the Caribbean movie with him in it?
Yeah, he'll act again. He doesn't need them.
He will. Yeah, absolutely will.
He'll act again. He don't need them.
Yeah. They're crazy.
They need him, obviously.
Yes, because I'm not
need them.
watching another Pirates movie without Depp. I'm not doing
Like, why would you? For what reason?
I don't know. And I think it ultimately depends on how dependent the script would be on obviously needing Depp's character. Obviously. Then at that point, Disney is going to come back to it and be like, okay, well, yeah, for this to even work, Depp's got to be in it. So we got to reconcile. And then what are they willing to offer Depp to make that happen? Because if it's worth it, Depp might be like, hey, fuck all that other shit.
Because, again, it was never about morality. It was never about right or wrong. It was about, all right, how much of a hit do we take if we go this way? How much of a hit do we take if we go this way? They determined that the more popular way to go, the more acceptable, socially acceptable way to go was to back the woman at that point. That was the calculation that they made. What changed is that now that woman is one of the most hated people in America. She's more known for pooping on someone's bed than she is for being essayed. Yeah. So that completely changes the calculus for an animal machine like Disney. It was never about right or wrong or protecting anyone. It was about how is this going to play on us?
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms releases in summer 2025 on HBO. It'll be set 100 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon. And we will encounter several members of the Targaryen dynasty.
Hold on. Let me get up here so I can read with you. Did I not save that one
with the cast?
It was like a bunch of castings, yeah.
You did. You want to see that one?
Yeah. So the timing is still interesting to me, right? We're going right smack dab in the middle of current day, or not current day, but modern day Game of Thrones, Jon Snow era, Song of Ice and Fire era, and the House of Dragon or Dance of Dragons. We're in between both of those eras. We are now simultaneously trying to tell a story through 3 different periods of time about the same fucking family. I think they would do well to cut one of those out. They had a nice little thing going where they were like going old, coming back, going old, coming back. 3 separate periods is going to get confusing for the layman. I think this is going to be the first one that shows like people don't really understand what the hell's going on here because it's a completely different time period. It's not after Jon Snow. They don't know nothing about that, but it's after the Dance of Dragons. Also, you have to tell this story without giving anything away of what happens 100 years prior in the Dance of Dragons. Although that fight sets a precedent for how the Targaryens move for the next century. So they very much so complicated this thing. You're gonna have to do some very creative writing to get around that. And where I would have been encouraged after the first season of House of Dragons, the way that they let the second season kind of drag on, we basically ended the season in the same place we started. That gives me a little bit of worry about it. Dexter Soul Ansel as Egg. Little Aegon. We got Duncan the Tall, Peter Claffey. I don't know any of these people. Finn Bennett as Aerion Targaryen. Aerion Targaryen is crazy. Henry Ashton as what's his name? Darfront Targaryen. Sam Spurwell as Maker Targaryen.
Daeron Targaryen.
There you go. Okay. Daeron. Okay.
His name Darren.
Bertie Cavill. He's playing Baelor Targaryen. Is that who I think that's who the Sept of Baelor was named after. Maybe. I don't know. Daniel Ings. Daniel Ings. That's crazy. Lionel Baratheon. He looks like a Baratheon. Literally looks like a Baratheon. There's a meme out right now of there's a scene from Doom Prophecy. Shout out to Doom Prophecy. It's a really good watch. Y'all should check it out. But Valia Harkonnen's dad is the guy who plays Robert Baratheon in House of the Dragon, or excuse me, in Game of Thrones, first season. And so they put it up there. They put a picture of him, and then it was 2 Game of Thrones characters. I think it was Bronn and somebody else standing right next to each other. It was like Robert fucking Baratheon. That tickled me a bit. But no, I'm doing the same thing looking at him.
Is this a prequel? No, it's 100 years before Game of Thrones, 100 years
after House of Dragons, in the middle. So this is a whole different time period now that they're getting into. Very convoluted. I don't know how they're going to avoid spoilers for what eventually happens in Dance of Dragons. What they're currently doing right now, I don't know how they're going to get out of it.
Aeron Targaryen.
Aeron Targaryen is crazy.
Euphoria season 3 releases in 2026 on HBO. It'll be 4 years after season 2 release, which is why I don't remember anything that happened.
I don't believe them. Yeah, I also don't believe this shit. I don't believe it. Because now obviously you lost Fez, RP Fez. Yes. You don't have, I think, don't make me say nothing wrong. Did something happen to the little kid?
In the show?
In the show, not in real life.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously dead because there's no way you can make it out of that. Storm Reed is no longer involved in the project. Somebody else said that they weren't coming back either.
Yeah, that was recently too.
It's a lot of people who aren't coming back to the project. Plus, you still have the same problems with Levitt, not Levinson. Levitt is the guy's name, right? Or Levins. What's the dude's name? Levinson. There you go. Between him, Zendaya, and Sydney Sweeney, how they're going to be able to get on the same page to be ready at the same time for this show that's not doing enough for them. It's not. This is not a priority for Zendaya right now.
It's not a priority for at least 4 or 5 cast members.
Yeah, I don't think it's a priority for Sydney Sweeney. So this may be like some news to quiet some of the noise around the production. I don't see this third season ever coming. Plus, 4 years after the last season, so they're going to be even older. Like, I was already suspending disbelief that these were high school age kids in the first place.
Yeah.
They're going to be closer to 40 than they are they're teens at this point. Like I don't get it. Don't get it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
really
I
see this working out.
I agree. Like I said, it's not even just Zendaya. It's Jacob Elordi, it's Sydney Sweeney, it's
Yeah, I don't
a
believe it.
lot of them have
Plus,
so much
there's
more
bad
going
blood
on
here too. This is not just a scheduling thing. Scheduling is part of it, but there's also there was people thrown under the bus. There were people blamed for the lack of production, the lack of haste to get to season 3. Like there's bad blood involved here. So if this actually comes out, if we get to see season 3 of Euphoria, I will be stunned.
Yeah, and Polo Boy just reminded me that The Idol came out. So now like who's anticipating the next Sam Levinson project all like that anymore?
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it is
Idol
Euphoria,
is the
but,
reason
like-
why all of this happened in the first place. He took up all that time to do the Idol. It bombed. He was big dicking everybody before it bombed, and now everybody wants him to eat shit. I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Yeah. Facts. All right, and then last thing is Bel Air has been renewed. Bel Air has been renewed for a season 4 at Peacock, and it has been confirmed that this will be the series' final season. I think when we reacted to the last season, it was kind of up in the air. We weren't really sure if it was going to be final season, but now at this point, it looks like they're confirming it. So let's just hope they do it with a bang. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, no, I guess it's a little sudden, but I'm glad that they made it to 4 seasons at least. I guess that deadly 5th season is just not going to come for so many shows. Now that they actually have to get paid more after that 5th season, so expect to see a lot of shows meet their demise in 4 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also Gladiator 2 is officially already the highest grossing film for Denzel Washington's career, which is crazy, but not so crazy when you really think about it.
I mean,
Facts.
it was surprising to me that this was the highest, but then you go back and you're right. You go back through the list of things. He only has a few real opportunities to, draw a real commercial crowd outside of his own fan base. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Training Day would have been one of them, but movie, budgets weren't what they were or are today. During Training Day, you had Safe House with Ryan Reynolds. That was one that I think was probably one of his highest grossing before Gladiator 2.
I think a lot of the points behind many of the movies Denzel has been, or the sell point is it's Denzel. And so in this case, you have a movie where it's Gladiator 2 and it has Denzel. Oh yeah, sign me up. Right? It's not that Denzel has less of a punch in this movie. It's that you already have it's Gladiator 2 and it's a Denzel.
And it's Denzel, yeah. I think that kind of made it hard to fail.
Yeah.
I actually saw that yesterday. It wasn't bad.
I need to see it.
Denzel's performance was pretty damn good. It was the best thing about the movie, to be honest with you.
I'm kind of glad to hear that.
Side note about this movie. I am kind of worried about Joseph Quinn playing the Human Torch. I didn't see it. And not that his character in Gladiator 2 is anything like what Johnny Storm is going to be. It's not even close.
Right.
In terms of gravitas, in terms of making you pay attention when he's on screen, the guy blends in like white bread, like vanilla ice cream. Like he's not bad. He's not, out of place. He's not doing anything wrong, but he's just kind of there. That's not Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
It's not Johnny Storm at all. It's severely lacking in charisma. I'll just say this now, just so once again I'm on wax before anybody else has a chance to, act like they were the first person to say it. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm may have been a pretty big miscast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, it's fair. I mean, this would have been the test going into that movie. So if he didn't pass it with flying colors, he didn't pass it with flying colors.
No, he didn't. That is it for Behind the Cape. Let us know what you thought about all the movie news this week. Put it in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Come back every Sunday for another Behind the Cape segment on the Watch.
Absolutely. And make sure that you subscribe. Like you said, we like to do this every Thursday at 10 as far as the recap of everything. And make sure you like the video. Peace.